Welcome to Cloud Automation Group. Today, James and I and Dan Varit are gonna go over Azure Key Vault Secret Renewal, where James is gonna tell us all of the inside of the Key Vault and how we can follow the zero trust model. With that being said, my name is Len Volk. I'm Cloud Solution Architect. Denver, if you could present yourself.
Cloud Solution Architect in the state and local government space, and really looking forward to learning more about Key Vault secrets with James. James, over to you.
Yes, thank you. My name is James. I'm Cloud Solution Architect, and I'm working as a Microsoft MVP on the Azure domain. And so today I will share you my experience with automating the renewal of Azure Key Vault Secret. So let's start. So as an introduction, the objective here is to present you a real use case where we had to automate the secret renewal of an Azure platform service. The second one is to explain how our resources worked to achieve this goal. So the use case is actually pretty simple. We have an Azure Logic App that have been built as an API to send notification. So we use this API to send email or Slack notification or actually because of Azure Logic App has many connectors, it could be tomorrow sending Google emails or say open a ticket in a ServiceNow solution or things like that. What's important here is that this Logic App must have a secret that has to be renewed every 7 days at least, and it must be transparent for our application or caller. Because if someone take the secret, he can send notification in the half of the company. So it's not something that we want. It's something that we prohibit. So how does it work? So before speaking about how renewing this secret, here we are showing you how do we call the API. So the first important point and to make the secret renewal work is that we need to make sure that when a user or an application need to call this API, he must retrieve its secret from a key vault. This is the mandatory point. So at each call, he needs to retrieve the secret. Then he call the API. In our context, we publish the API through Azure Front Door because it's public API for us, and we need to implement web application firewall policies on it. And the Azure Front Door called the Logic App that does do the job. So then we had a discussion with our team. We wanted the solution to renew our secret, and we wanted the solution to alert us on what he will do. So we decided to create a free Slack channel. The first one is the information channel. In this channel, we want the API to find the solution to inform us when a secret is created in the Key Vault. We want also to be informed when a new secret is available. And the third one is we want also to be informed in this channel when a secret will expire in 30 days, but we know how to renew it. It's only information. Then we have two other channels. The second one is a warning channel. This warning channel, we must take care about it because when we receive messages on it, it tells us that the one Key Vault secret will expire in 30 days, but we don't know how to renew it automatically. in other terms, it means that we don't know yet how to renew it. And the last one is the alert channel. Here, it's extremely important to be to have a look on that. It means that in a key vault, we have a secret, which secret has definitely expired. Is that clear, guys, for you? If you have any question here, don't hesitate. It's
Yep. So far, so good. Thank you, James. Yeah, follow up alone. Thank you.
okay, great. So then we have the workflow. So here it is something we draw with our team. It was the beginning of how we build the solution. So the first part in blue here, it's the logic apps we have just seen together, which has an Office email connector and a Slack connector, and it could have in the future other connector. The goal is to renew its callback URI, which has a secret. In gray, we have at the first step the user on the application that retrieve the secret from the key vault. And in the second step, they call the Azure Logic app who will do the job. And the most important thing here is in red. So it's the secret renewal. How does it work? We have the secret in the key vault, which has an expiration date. When this expiration date comes to 30 days, or when it says that the secret has expired, it does generate an event in an Azure Key Vault. To subscribe to this event, we can create what we call in Azure, it's a dedicated resource, it's an Azure event subscription. And this Azure event subscription is able to trigger a function app. So each time a secret expires, the event subscription triggers a function app. And the function app will do the job for us. In other terms, the function app has a managed identity, which allows it to renew the Azure Logic App secret. And then it has also the privilege to update the secret in the Key Vault with the new expiration date. And it's now as a cycle, every 7 days, the secret will be renewed like that. What's important here to note is that the red part can be used for an Azure Logic App secret or anything else, actually. It could be a Snowflake users. It could be a storage account, an Azure storage account, storage access key. Actually, anything that you any kind of secret you want to manage. In this slide, what's important to see is that in detail, you can see that the Azure event subscription, which is in the Key Vault, is a native resource that can be binded to the Key Vault and the function app. And here, what does interest us is to be alerted when a secret new version is created, or when a secret will expire, or when it has expired. And when we have it, it can call your Azure function, and you can ask your Azure function to do whatever you want. As an example, at the left here, I have asked my Azure function to send notification in Slack. Or we could have decided to send an email, or to open a ticket in your ticketing services to warn people to do something, or anything like that. As another tips, what you can see here in the Azure Key Vault secret, there is two important things that we used. The first one is the expiration date. To get this event, to get our Azure function to be triggered, we need to set an expiration date. When we have it, we can trigger the function app, and we decided to use the tags on each secret to tell the function app which Azure resources or which service we need to renew. So here it's an example of an Azure resource ID, but you can imagine to put something else like we did actually in our context. We did renew the Snowflake user, which is not an Azure resource. But here we decided to add a specific tag to tell our Azure function that this is a secret of a Snowflake user, and our Azure function knows how to renew it. In this screenshot, you can see how would look like our Azure function. So actually, it has been written in PowerShell because we are familiar with it. But you can write an Azure function in many other languages. What's important to understand here is when you use an Azure function that is triggered by an event subscription, it received this parameter, sorry, which it's called an event grid event, and this event contains the secret name, the key vault name, the expiration date of the secret, actually no, it contains if the secret has expired or not, and we have built a dedicated function to track here if we know how to renew it. And we have two use cases. So the first use case is if this is the secret of Microsoft Logic App, we have a dedicated function for that. And if it is the secret of a Snowflake user, we have a dedicated function for that. And with this workflow, we are able to renew all our secrets if they have an expiration date. Actually, that's all for me. And it was interesting to share you this because to my point of view, it was quite simple. It was just about to understand how our Azure services can work together to achieve this goal. And it could be expanded to other scenarios like than Microsoft Logic App or Snowflake user. You can imagine to renew any kind of secret actually.
James, that's really amazing. That code which you shared on this deck, is it going to be also shared with the team via GitHub? If you want to follow along?
Probably yes. But I need actually to customize some names because it was done in a client side. But yes, we can think about that. Maybe we can do another video that could be a more deep dive on how this function app is built.
Perfect. James, and yeah, absolutely. Sounds great. James, and another question. The function itself, does it need to have a specific RBAC role to do this work?
Yes, exactly. So the first point, the function app need to have a managed identity. This managed identity need to have the privilege to renew the secret of an Azure Logic App. So you can use the contributor role or a custom role if you have security guidelines that prevent you to have this role. The second one is that the Azure function need also to update secret in the key vault. So you need to give it the access policies, get, list, and set. It need to get the secret to retrieve its tags, and it need to set the secret to update the secret.
Perfect. Thank you, James, for clarifying that part. That's good. Denver, do you have any questions?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think it'd be really cool to see and hear about more for networking best practices and how this might play together with private endpoints, other secure practices as well. I don't know if you have that set up now or if that could be a different video, but I'd be super interested to see that.
That's great.
We can follow up, right, as James said, with the next video.
Yeah,
Sure.
yeah, I think that'd be super helpful.
Sure. But with pleasure. Do you want to close the video? I think all is good.
Yeah, we're good. We're good. We
Yes?
can stop the
Okay.
recording. Thank you.
See you in the next video in the automation study group, and have a nice day.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thanks, guys.